Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mood616 here, and yes, I'm back with part 2 of my CD shelf by shelf collection overview. Now we're going to get into the A's, at least the first part of the A's. This might be broken up by probably into 3 parts, but we will finish off this entire shelf. So, but first up, like I said, if I pick up anything from that is from a previous video, I'll show it. I actually had this album when I did this shelf. I forgot. I just picked it up a couple weeks ago and I was listening to it in the other room. And then I shot the video and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to put this in the video. But I did have the 1978ers album YU and Slim Cat, of course, YU from Diamond District. I just recently picked this up finally. I don't know what took me so long to finally obtain a copy of that, but such a great album. YU, insanely underrated MC. Good shit though. Really, really interesting album. All right, so getting into the A's here, I'm just gonna put that over here. We're gonna start out with some Above the Law, Living Like Hustlers, the first album that they released on Ruthless Records. We all know Murder Rap. Rest in peace to KMG. And then we got, they followed that up with an EP called Vocally Pimpin'. And this is the album right here that introduced us to G-Funk. A lot of people associate G-Funk music with Dre, but I think that we all kind of know in our hearts that Cold 187 is the one that created that sound that Dre kind of jacked a little bit, but this is the EP that's responsible for that G-Funk sound right here. This is where it first appeared, is Vocally Pimpin'. So, yes, really, really dope EP. Yeah, Cold 187 on the production. And then Black Mafia Life, which was their second full-length album. Man, I used to bump the living piss out of this record when I was younger. VSOP, I mean, we all know this shit, man. This rolled hard in the paint, man. It was a great album. And then I couldn't believe when this album came out how friggin' dope this was, man. I was just blown away by Uncle Sam's Curse. This shit, it just, top to bottom, is just ridiculous. Right from Return to the Real Shit to Gangsta Madness. It's absolutely insane, this album. It's crazy. Such a good record. Then they followed that up with Time Will Reveal, which it's a good album. It's definitely not as good as their previous efforts. This was kind of the start of where the album started to go kind of downhill, but I really like this album though. I think this is still a good album. And then they dropped Legends, which I was never really the hugest fan of. EXO With Me was kind of a cool track, and there was a few tracks here and there. It's a decent album. I wouldn't say it's like overly solid or anything. It's one I haven't listened to in a while, but this is kind of where Above the Law was kind of faltering for myself. Forever Rich Thugs, Book 1. This was their last album in the 90s, came out in 1999. Yeah. This one's actually pretty forgettable. I think they do have another album after that. Never actually heard it before. Then we got Abstract Rude and Tribe Unique. Huge Abstract Rude fan. Love him. Man, this track right here, Heavyweights Round 4. Look how many features are on that. Now that's a posse cut. There's like 20, not 20, but like there's a lot on there. That album's got a lot of features. Really good album. Really, really good album. It's another one here, Abstract Rude and Tribe Unique. Showtime. Another album on Battle Axe Records from the good old early 2000s. Still got to obviously pick this up at Charlie's place. Sticker, and oh yeah, there's still one on there. Probably I gotta clean that shit off too. But yeah, Showtime, another really good album. Then we got this Abstract Rude. This is actually like an exclusive tour mixtape I actually got from Abstract Rude personally. If you guys have seen, I do have a picture of him. He's a really cool guy, man. He was such a treat to talk to, man. We were just talking hip hop, man. He was just blown away. He's like, you know a lot about hip hop. He was just couldn't believe it, man. But anyways, Abstract Rude, Rejuvenation. Good album, man. Really, really good album. Yeah, that's a good solo album right there. Then we get into some Aceyalone here. All Balls Don't Bounce, Revisited. This is the double disc one. I love this album, man. So good. Mic Check, man. Oh, such a great album. 95, I think it came out. The Book of Human Language, Aceyalone with Mumbles. This is great. Really, really good stuff here. If you've never heard this record, man, you got to check this out. It's a totally different sound. It's really interesting. Good production for Mumbles. Canadian producer, I believe. Accepted Eclectic. This is a really interesting album too from Aceyalone. And that's the thing about Aceyalone, man. You never really knew what you're going to get from album to album with this guy, man. He always put out something pretty unique, different at least. I mean, I guess it's your opinion if it's unique or not, but no, I mean, really, some of the stuff was pretty damn unique, regardless if you like it or not. But this was a good album. There's some really good tracks on that one. This one right here was it was decent. Aceyalone and Hip Hop, the World We Live In. It had some decent ones on here. Project Load stuff. Yeah. I really like this album here, man. Love and Hate. This was a good Aceyalone record. Of course, if you guys aren't familiar with Aceyalone from Freestyle Fellowship, one of the classic West Coast MC crews. Yeah, this was cool, man. Some LP on there. Yeah, it's a good album. And this album right here, this is one of those records that, oh, there was so much anticipation for this because at the time, RJD2 was just such an on-point producer, man. He was producing so much cool stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm a big Aceyalone fan. I love RJD2. This is going to be a magnificent album. Magnificent City. You know, honestly, it's not horrible. It's not classic. It's a decent record. I just thought it could have been so much better. I think the beats were just, they were kind of lacking on this a little bit. It just, the whole album to me felt a little bit uninspired at times. I don't know why. It didn't feel like there was great chemistry. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. It's been a while since I've listened to it. I got to go back to it, but I always was let down by this every time I revisited it. Then we got Grand Imperial. Some more Aceyalone stuff. Look at the production here. Kenny Siegel on the track, man. RJD2 did a few on here. Beat sign Z Trip. Pretty cool stuff. I actually really enjoy that one. And then he gets into his bionic age, or bionic era, I should say, with Aceyalone Lightning Strikes. I actually brought this up on, I think, on the last bake sale, when Aceyalone did a dance hall record, man, called Lightning Strikes. If you're a fan of dance hall music, you might be into this. I personally don't mind dance hall, but man, I just could not get in. This album is just, it's honestly annoying to me. It's just insane, like how different this is from everything else. But I get it. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to do something a little bit different, you know, be an individual, and I get that. But it's just, honestly, I didn't like the sound of it at all. But then he did it again. Here's Bionic again, fully produced album called The Lonely Ones, which is a swing album. It literally is a swing album. It's crazy. Like, I got to give it up to Bionic though, man. He's quite a versatile producer to go from that dancehall shit to like the swing music. You wouldn't even know it was the same producer. In fact, a lot of the stuff that Bionic produces, you wouldn't even know it's him. But I think this album is kind of cool for a listen here and there. It's definitely different. Just put it that way. Acrite, the Realize EP. This is from DigiCrates. What the hell ever happened to DigiCrates, man? These guys actually ripped me off one time. I probably mentioned this a long time ago, but I put it on a big order with them, and they said they shipped it. They never shipped the shit, man. I never got it. They never even refunded me. And it was a big order, man. I was fucking pissed. But DigiCrates is such a cheap... I mean, they put out a lot of really cool records and stuff, but all the releases were like CDRs and shit with, you know, decent artwork and stuff. But yeah, you know, it was the only way they did it. But all right, so getting into some Action Bronson, Dr. Lecter. I absolutely love this record. The first time I heard this Action Bronson album, I was like, holy shit. It's the white Ghostface Killah. I know it's cliche to say, but it actually does sound, he does sound like Ghostface Killah. It's crazy. Yeah, I was really kind of taken back by this. I was like, damn, that dude is pretty fucking nice. I know this one is pretty sought out, man. It goes for ridiculous money, but good shit. I really like this one too. Well done. Action Bronson, fully produced by Static Selecta. This was a good follow-up record. I thought it was pretty good. You know, Static Selecta in the last few years has definitely faltered with his beats. A lot of the stuff doesn't seem inspired at all, man. He puts out so many of these under 30-minute EP projects and stuff. And what was it, a couple years ago, 2020, put out like 8 projects or something? Like, it's just too much. And a lot of MCs I wasn't feeling, but this is, you know, earlier Static Selecta, early Hungry Action Bronson. Good stuff. I think this actually may have had a Blu-ray, or a Blu-ray, a vinyl release. One time, I just made my own copy from Blue Chips. I think at the time it didn't have any physical releases. I'm not even 100% sure if I ever got a DVD. I mean, a CD, like an official CD release. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I'm pretty sure this may have at one time. Rare Chandeliers. At the time, these definitely did not, so I kind of made my own copies of them, but they might now. Somebody let me know. I never really looked into it. Sincerely, Mr. Wonderful, Action Bronson, the major labels stuff. This was such a letdown, man. Oh my God, this was such a letdown. This is where the beats were bad too. He didn't even sound hungry at all. I don't know. I just wasn't very impressed with that record. It was such a letdown. Blue Chips 7000. This was good, man. I really enjoyed this. Good shit. I love the cover, man. It's so 80s. It's cool. Then we got Action Bronson. Only for Dolphins. There it is. Yeah, that's right. I have the artwork. Oh, yeah, that's right. I put the hype sticker on the back. Yep. Such a weird album cover. Hand drawn. Pretty cool. I thought this was decent. I thought this was a decent album. It was a good kind of recovery from the other full length. Adagio, New York to Philly, some good mid-90s, I believe unreleased stuff that 90s Tapes did in 2020. The song New York to Philly is fucking dope on here, but good 90s, mid-90s boom bap right there. Support these boutique labels, man. They're putting out a lot of good stuff. The reissue of Doors, the Concrete 25th Anniversary edition, which is really cool, man, because it does have all the bonus like remixes and tracks and stuff like that. Of course, Pete Rock production on here and stuff. If you're not familiar with this record, it's fantastic, man. It's really, really good stuff. I'm sure if you're not familiar with the name, you've probably heard Let It All Hang Out. I'm assuming Enter the Center, shit like that. So good stuff. And here's Shock Frequency, All's from a Door. Yeah, you'll see some of the songs that are kind of the same on here. Yeah, good stuff. All right, getting into the Aesop Rock stuff. Appleseed, I believe this was originally recorded, and I think he self-released this back in 99, I think this was. I think this is 97 or 99. I can't remember the actual original self-release date of it. But, you know, it's Aesop Rock in his early days, recording in his apartment at the time, and it's very, very much infancy Aesop Rock, but it's still really cool, man. I enjoy it. And then we got Float, which is a fantastic album. I always like the beats on here, man. Blockhead, really good stuff, man. It's you know, I mean, I get why people don't really care for Aesop Rock, man. He's very wordy. He's definitely kind of an acquired taste, but I think he's a very, very intriguing MC. This guy, oh man, he just completely speaks of metaphors. It's insane. Aesop Rock's Daylight EP. Good shit here. Alchemy with Blueprint. Good shit right there. And we got, you know, what a lot of people consider to be his best, or a lot of people like, you know, even his favorite album, Labor Days. You know, at this point, Labor Days was the shit, man. This was a great record. Def Jux. Love the artwork on there. Classic stuff, in my opinion. This album right here, when it first came out with Zuka Tooth, I wasn't like 100% sold on it. I was like really trying to still figure out Aesop. But man, this thing grew on me over years. It's such an incredible album. There's so many just unique things about it. Limelighters with Camp Low, man. I love that track. It's so good. And then we got the Fast Cars, Danger, Fire, and Knives EP here. This was the first release of it that actually has this big book in here. Is all the lyrics up to this point in his career. Pretty cool, man, because if you're a person that likes to read along lyrics, and Aesop Rock is one of those guys that you kind of need to do that with, because he's very wordy. He can be fast, and, you know, it's kind of nice to, you know, have the lyrics and stuff, but good stuff. Good EP too. So, yeah, I actually picked that up, I think a couple years back. I found a copy because I always had I think this was the second release of it, which came out around the same time. I think they were simultaneously released, but I just didn't get my hands on the first one. But yeah, another Def Jux release. Good stuff. Yeah. And then we got some, oh yeah, he did his little Nike thing. I believe this actually does have a legit release now. I think at the time it didn't, so I just made my own copy. It's like a hour-long kind of instrumental, made for running kind of thing. It's kind of cool. None Shall Pass, Aesop Rock. This is probably, this might even be my least favorite Aesop Rock album. And I do like some of the stuff on here, the blockhead beats and shit. It's kind of a mixed bag, but it's still good. I always like the artwork, but you know, there's no Aesop Rock album I don't really not care for. But Aesop Rock Skeleton, this is a fantastic album. I know a lot of people, this is kind of their favorite album from Aesop Rock. I can see it, you know, favorite. It's different than best. I honestly don't even know what my favorite album is, to be honest. This is really good though. I'm almost leaning towards The Impossible Kid. This thing is incredible, man. Like lyrics, beat wise, this shit is ridiculous, man. So good. Good stuff from Aesop Rock. Highly, highly recommend this. Love the artwork. Yeah. And I also do have pretty much all these Aesop Rock albums on vinyl also. Spirit World Field Guide. I enjoy this. Kind of a weird, strange release, but you know, from a strange MC. Interesting. And I did put, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is probably not gonna, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. Sorry about this. These things are, everybody has to have all their weird packaging. Garbology, Aesop Rock and Blockhead, linking back up here. It's in a, you know, in a garbage bag. Pretty good album. Pretty good album. I enjoy it. And then I do have his other projects in here also. The Aesop Rock and Tobacco. Our Malibu Ken. I enjoy this. I was pretty unfamiliar with Tobacco, to be honest. And I was thoroughly enjoying these beats. They were just so weird. And yeah, kind of like I always like this shit, man. That's cool, man. Come on. It's dope. Yeah. So Malibu Ken, not King. Hail Mary Mallon. This is such a dope record, man. I really, really enjoy this. Are you gonna eat that? Yeah, this is really dope, man. With Rob Sonic. Yeah, they make it really good. They're very complimentary in their styles, man. Like they're going back and forth and shit is just fantastic. Yeah, Bestiary. Good follow-up. I wish they would have done more albums. Really good stuff. Yeah, it's just very Rob Sonic sounding. Then the Unincluded, man. Hokey Fright. This is like a this is such a strange folk hip-hop album with Kim Williams, or with Kim Williams. Jesus Christ. With Kimmy Dawson. My friend was over on the weekend and her name is Kim Williams. That's why I said that. Yeah, but definitely not for everybody. It's like I said, it's like a folk kind of hip hop record, and it's very unique. I think it's super cool, man. When I first heard this, I was not into it, and then I was like, okay, kind of let it absorb, and I went back to it, and I was like, okay, it's actually really cool, man. But yeah. Then we got the Afros, kicking Afroholics, man. This is such a dope record. It's so awesome. Early 90s stuff. Early 90s. This is actually one of the albums that got J-Zone into hip-hop, that really influenced him to go the route that he went with, you know, doing a little bit more comedic emceeing and, you know, not taking it fully serious and shit, but this is one of the records, the Afros. Give it a shot. Really good early 90s stuff. It's fun. Speaking of comedic MCs, Afroman, The Good Times. We all know it because I got high. Yeah, Tall Cans, that shit always makes me laugh, man. It's so stupid. In fact, this whole album is just ridiculous, man. Crazy rap. There's some funny ass songs on it. If you want to sit around and listen to something, not take it serious, listen to Afroman. It's ridiculous. Afroholic. Double disc album. Look at that picture on the back. It's amazing. How could you take this serious? You can't. It's ridiculous. But he's very entertaining. I've never seen him live. I have talked to people that have seen Afroman live, and they said he's so much fun. I would, if I ever got the opportunity, I'd definitely go see him live, because, you know, he just kind of cracks me up. I think he would be such a fun show. Afro Body to Life Force. This is a phenomenal album. Afro man, he was just, at the time he was dropping these records, this dude was killing it, man. Oh, he was a dope rapper, man. When he got featured on the J. Rue album, I was like, who the fuck is that? And then his first album actually did not disappoint. Followed it up with Life Force Radio. This is another really great album. Yeah, dude. Good shit. Got some Big Daddy Kane on here. Got some Guru. Genius, MOP. Dope album, man. Really, really good shit. Then we got the third one, State of the Arts, which I also really enjoyed. Thought this was another really good album. Good shit right there. And then he had a fourth album. He did like this group album, and it was not very good. I'll get to that sometime, wherever it is. Then we got Agala, You Already Know, the Dom Bishop. It's been a minute since I listened to this, but I actually remember digging this album. So, yeah. And we got some AG from Showbiz and AG. Everything's Berry. I was taken back when this album came out, because it was just so mellow and almost like, maybe almost drumless and shit. It was kind of, you know, where Rock Marciano ended up going. It was just such a different type of album. I'm sure there's drums on it. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but actually Rock Marcy's even on there. This is really good. I know a lot of people are kind of shitting on this, so like, what the fuck's AG doing? What's Andre the Giant doing? But I think it's really good. I don't even know why that dude was first, because that wasn't even the first album. Some of these albums might be out of order just because of moving shit around and stuff, but AG is the dirty version, which I believe is obviously way before Everything's Berry. This came out in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, 99. It's decent. There's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of filler on this. I think AG could have done a little bit better on that one, but yeah, those are definitely out of order. Then we got The Taste of Ambrosia. This is actually really underrated. I really enjoyed this record, man. I didn't hear anyone talk about this when it came out. What was it, 2018? I think this one went way under the radar. It's good shit though, man. Really good album. Then we got Ahmad. Yes, back in the day. I think Ahmad was 16, maybe 17, 16 when he recorded this. I always like when you got teenagers talking about back in the day and shit, but we all know the song Back in the Day and all the 27,000 remixes and shit. You know, Ahmad wasn't the greatest MC in the world, but it was still a good album though. It's fun. Here's a dude that I really enjoy, man. Akbar, Big Bang Boogie. This is an incredible record. Always liked this record, man. Good shit. You ever find Akbar's album, give it a shot. And then we got this little stupid, I hate these things because they get lost in the collection. Akbar's Planet X. Not as good, but still decent. I really can't stand these little cardboard sleeves, man. They literally get lost in here. Like, you know, you forget that you have that shit, man. You know. Akinyele, Vagina Diner. Fully produced by Large Pro. This is just classic, man. It's an amazing album. Love this album. Oh, you know, Akinyele was just kind of a different MC for like Large Pro production, but it really worked, man. It really did work. It's good shit. If you ever get your hands on this, you never heard this, check it out. It's great. Akinyele's Put It In Your Mouth. Yeah. EP. Fuck Me For Free. Thug Shit. Yeah, we all know that EP. I'm pretty sure that's what he's probably most famous for. Akinpuss. It's an okay album. It's been a while since I've listened to this. Look at that. These songs are just censored on here. Shit, he was a filthy motherfucker, wasn't he? Good shit. And then we got Akinyele Music Kills, unreleased stuff. Yeah, there's some pretty interesting things on here. I was happy to find this. I actually found this for about, I think, $2 or $3. It was like a ridiculous price. Because I know online it was selling for a little bit more and stuff, but, you know, you got some stuff here. Produced by Large Pro with G-Rap. Look at that shit right there, man. Pretty awesome. All right, getting into some Acrobatic, the EP. This is a great EP, man. Really, really good stuff. Got some off Raw on there. Breeze Flowin'. That's awesome with the Juggernauts on there. Mr. Liff, Esoteric. Battle Royale, that song is amazing. Acrobatic, very, very underrated MC. I'm a big fan of the Perceptionist, man. Him and Liff are a good combination, man. Balance. This is awesome, too. I really like this album. I just like Acrobatic style, man. It's dope. This one was kind of like, it wasn't as good as the other ones, but I still like it. Absolute value. And he's been quiet, man. I know the Perceptionist did something a couple years back and stuff. It wasn't really the greatest, but it was still cool to hear Acrobatic back doing his thing. Got some Be Real, Talib Kweli, Little Brother on here. Look at that, Willie Evans. Mr. Liv, Bumpy Nux. Chuck D. That's quite the feature list right there. Pretty cool. Then we got Atlas from Anacond. Muted. I like this album. I think it's good. I know a lot of the Anacond stuff isn't really for everybody. I get it. Doesn't have to be for everybody, right? Doesn't have to be. The Alkaholiks 21 and over. It's classic, man. I'm a huge Alkaholiks fan. I still rock my Alkaholiks hoodie all the time. People still laugh at it because it's got the Licks logo with the dude puking in the toilet. I love that shit, man. I mean, like, really, this whole album is just ridiculous. It's so dope. It's great. I didn't think anything would top that until Coast to Coast came out. And this is literally one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, the first time I heard W Licks, I was like, damn, dude, this beat's insane. Fucking Mad Lib on that shit, man. It's crazy. It's like some pure loop pack shit, man. This whole record is amazing. I still could never, ever forget the commercials for this album with the girls like riding the bikes and hitting the parked cars, and damn, oh man, they were the best, man. You just don't see shit like that anymore for albums. In fact, when was the last time you seen a commercial on TV for a hip hop album? Crazy. Next Level, Flashback, Bottom, this whole album, every song, it's amazing. And I'm a big fan of Liquidation too. I know a lot of people are like, it's got a lot of filler on it and shit, but I'm like, I don't care. It's dope, man. I like the little interludes and shit, man. It's awesome. You know, rocking with the best. With Feel the Agony, it's fucking dope. Hip Hop Drunkie still makes me laugh, man, with Old Dirty Bastard. That shit is just like an unlikely combination, but it just oddly worked. XO Experience, this is when the licks kind of didn't lose me. I still enjoyed this album, but it sounded so different, man. It was just a different type of record. But yeah. The one thing about the licks that always pissed me off is when them and the Beat Nuts were linking up and they were going to drop some shit under the Lick Nuts name, and it never really came out. They kind of gave us a little brief action of it and it never came out. And I was like, fuck. It's like the greatest name ever. Lick Nuts, the Alkaholiks, and the Beat Nuts. And I love me some Beat Nuts, man. Shout out to Jason Bosco, his favorite group of all time, but the Beat Nuts are definitely up there for me too, man. This album right here, the beats were just the biggest problem with this. It just did not sound like an Alkaholiks album. But I still enjoy it for what it is. It's still what the licks do, man. It's party music, man. You know, drinking. The Almighty, Kill a Priest, M80, Bronze Nazareth, Someone, C. Ray Walls, and 5 Star. Yeah, it's good. I think it should say, oh, maybe this one doesn't actually say. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the breakdown of what's going on this record. Yeah, DJGS ones, scratches on it. This is actually really good. There's some really good shit on here, man. Some really good stuff. Fucking dogs. Cannabis presents The Second Coming, Almighty. This one's actually pretty good. It's got some good stuff on here. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna probably have to listen to that the rest of the video. Sorry about that, people. The Almighty, RSO, Doomsday Forever, RSO. Yeah, we all know the war's on. With Mobb Deep, good shit. Benzino. I like this album, man. It's good. Oh, this album is just fucking classic, man. Al Tariq, Speaking of the Nuts. When he went solo. This is Crime Pays, man. Oh, dude, I love this album. One of my personal. I listen to that album actually quite a bit, man. It's pretty dope. The French Revolution from Alter Beats. It's kind of like, it's kind of in the vein of like something that would fit in with Army of the Pharaohs a little bit. I mean, if you look at the MCs that are on here, look at that breakdown, man. We got everything from SC Main Flow, Chief Comanche, which I love Chief Comanche, man. Fuck's that guy been? Like, seriously, man. Even McKay was on here. Crazy. Shabam Shadiq. It's been a minute, but I remember digging this. The Alchemist First Infantry. This is like some really old Alchemist. 2004 Alchemist. You know, he's done a lot better. I mean, the Alchemist is such a diverse producer. He's done so much crazy stuff in his whole career. This, you know, as a producer album in 2004, it was okay. You know, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't his best stuff. Chemical Warfare. I think this one came out. When the fuck did Chemical Warfare come out? It's another one of these things that doesn't have the damn year on it. I can't remember everything. But yeah, man, look at that. Cool G Rap, Snoop Dogg, Jadakiss, Pusha T, Eminem, KRS-One, Evidence Blue, Talib Kweli, Kid Cudi, 3 6 Mafia, and Juvenile. That's a dope track. Prodigy, like we got some Gangrene there, of course. Yeah, I think that was. I want to say that was probably the first time we heard that moniker. I guess. I'm assuming this came out before the first Gangrene. I'm like, escapes me the dates, man. The Alchemist, Russian Roulette, pretty cool, like instrumental / kind of just Alchemist record. Good shit though, man. Yeah, I enjoy that. Beats are very, very interesting on that. LJ, Unforgivable Blackness. Yeah, it's the way it comes. It comes in a slim line. It's actually like I guess a professional CDR, if you want to call that. I guess that's what it is. This is actually pretty dope. I think I might have got this from maybe undergroundhiphop.com. I'm assuming probably with an order or something like that. I can't remember. But if you look at the shit, man, look at the features. Stu Bang is on here. Some good shit. Ali Shahi Muhammad album. Still pisses me off that it got sent to me without the back. It is an official disc and artwork and stuff. I just don't have the back for it. It pisses me off. Ali D, Bring It On. This is like early 1993. This is actually a record I don't really hear many people talk about, actually. It's not bad. It's actually not bad, man. We got some All City. It's not fantastic. Metropolis Gold, but it's a decent album. It's got some decent production. I think there's no Primo Dose production on here. All City. And we got All Natural. No additives, no preservatives. Yes. Capital D, who is now, what is he? He works for, what is it, Golden State Warriors? Is that who he works for? I can't remember. Like he's not into, he doesn't do music anymore. He's like a big white suit. It's crazy, man. But yeah, man, fuck, dude, the Molman. Oh, All Natural stuff. I'm a big fan. I really like the All Natural records. A little bit more than the Capital D stuff, but the Anthology Volume 1, good shit. This is really dope. Really good. And then we got Elements Fire, All Natural. This is really good too. Yeah, if you never checked out All Natural, give them a shot. Good group. We got Awkward Experience. This is pretty underrated, man. This is another one I don't really see people ever talk about. Got some... Yeah, man. This is good. This is really good. This is a fucking criminally underrated album. Ahmad Jamal. Barely Hanging On, The Chronicles of a Brother Like Rodney King. That is one long-ass title. I was listening to this not too long ago, and it's still really good. I can't remember when it came out. Is it 2010 already? Holy shit, man. Insane. Good album. Really good album. Then we got some AMG, Bitch Better Have My Money. Definitely my favorite AMG album. I've never been the hugest AMG fan, but he does crack me up, though. He does crack me up. This is definitely his best album, for sure. Early 90s. Ballin' Out of Control, which was It's kind of mid-90s album. Yeah, 95. It's okay. Kind of forgettable for 95. 95 is such a solid year. And then last up for this shelf here, which, yeah, we're definitely going to be, yeah, that's it. What are we, 35? Not bad. Bitch Better Have My Money, 2001. Yeah, it's really not the greatest. That Bosco and Drew Down on a track. Got Paperboy on a track. I actually just picked up Paperboy's album like a little while ago. That shit is ridiculous. It's kind of like, it's like Skilo before Skilo. The guy's like from, I think he's from South Central. And it's very positive and kind of upbeat. And it's pretty funny, actually. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the first part of the A's. I'll probably I'll try to maybe do the second part of the A's in one video. It's going to be longer than this, so maybe not. So maybe I'll just try to like bucket down into 2 parts. And then the B's are going to be like 4 parts, I swear. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll be back with part 3 soon. And as usual, deuces.